Good day, family. I pray that everyone is having a wonderful Sunday. I want to hop on and give an encouraging word real quick and say, in this season, this is a question we have to ask ourselves: whom and what are we surrounding ourselves with? Meaning, are we surrounding ourselves with negativity or positivity? Are we surrounding ourselves with negative people or positive people? In the Bible, it talks about, different things, dealing with positivity and negativity. And, making sure that, for one, that we surround ourselves with things that are positive in our life. There's so many scriptures that you can go to. And if you need references, what I would say, because when I pull it up, it's like so many. But if you need references, you can just Google scriptures on positivity, and a bunch of them will come up. But that just further lets me know how important it is for us to surround ourselves with positive people. Also, how important it is for us to be that positive person. How important it is for us to put on the armor of light, which is actually in Romans 13, verse 12. I found that very interesting. There's I know about the armor, putting on the whole armor of God. But I don't even know. I actually was getting ready to start studying. I want to go back to that, I should say, and look at all the different things concerning the armor of God. But it was interesting that God pointed that out to me, that literally we have to put on the armor of light. Once again, that's Romans 13, verse 12. So if we have to put on the armor of light, that lets me know how important it is to God for us to be positive people, not only so that we can be positive, for others, but also so that we can be positive for ourselves, because we have to continue to try to stay in a positive state of mind, in a positive atmosphere, no matter what may be going on. It's our job to stay positive. It's our job to be the light in the midst of darkness, right? So we have to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves with that same type of energy. If we now, granted, we can be the light in the midst of darkness. I'm not saying that, because that is needed. That's definitely needed. We have to do that, and that is how we bring people out. But we have to make sure that we are that positive light in the midst of darkness. But we also have to make sure that we also surround ourselves. When we're not on duty, when we're not necessarily discipling and everything like that. We have to make sure that we're just surrounding ourselves with that same type of positive energy that we want to put off, because that's how it's kind of like that iron sharpened iron situation that the Bible talks about in the Bible. And it talks about in the Bible how iron sharpens iron. And it's talking about us as individuals, us as disciples, us, helping each other to gain the knowledge and understanding of the words of God, us to be able to see things like a little bit differently according to how a revelation that God may have given someone else, for us to come together and commune with one another and bring in that joy, that peace, that happiness as one. Ooh, my sinus is acting up. To bring that all together as one, so that we can help each other with that light, so we can help each other just gain even more light. So it's our job to make sure that we surround ourselves with positive people. It's also our job to surround ourselves with positive things, because it's not all about people. We can also end up, being in the midst of negative things, based off the things we may listen to on the radio or see on the TV, whatever the case may be, or the functions that we may be amongst, I should say. We have to make sure that we're careful about that too, because if you find yourself in a truly negative space, like as far as in like physical space, if you find yourself in that physical space that's negative, and you can't figure out how to be a light in the midst of that negative space, the best thing to do is for you to remove yourself, because you don't want that to try to come up against you to try to dim your light. So it's best for you to remove yourself from that situation, and that's okay. So I just want everyone to be reminded, this goes for me too, that we have to be reminded that we have to surround ourselves with not only positive people, but we also have to surround ourselves with positive atmospheres. We have to set the atmosphere for our minds and our spirits. We have to make sure that we don't allow anything that's not like God to enter in. Now, granted, we might be amongst certain things, but we know how to cast things out. We know how to keep those things from entering into our spirit, because our mental state, our physical state, everything depends on it. So once again, I say to you, put on your armor of light so that you can be the light in the midst of darkness, not only for other people, but also for yourself. And just, try to keep it on. Keep it on the best as you can, because we already know the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And that definitely he wants to kill the light that reflects through God's people, because he feels like if he can do that, and then he can accomplish a lot, because he knows that our light has power, because our God says it does. Amen. I pray that everyone is blessed on this Sunday. I pray that you have a wonderful week to come. I also pray that if this word, as always, is not for you at this very moment, which I don't, it's just a reminder, really, but that you tuck it away. You tuck it away, and you be reminded, whenever you are amongst certain situations around certain people, that you're reminded that my job is to always stay positive. My job is to try to always surround myself with people who are going to be positive, who are going to help me sharpen myself in the spirit and increase my relationship with God. So, like I said, pull it out whenever you need it as a reminder. Send this to someone who you feel may need to be reminded, or who you feel may not know this particular thing, and you feel that it can help them. Send it to them. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and follow Voices of Substance on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And I pray that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Love y'all. Be blessed.